Let's take you back to Krugersdorp now. Our colleague Hasina Gori has been watching that story outside of court. Hasina, what's the latest from where you are?
Good morning, Desiree. As we spoke earlier, we're still seeing that group of community activists as well as political parties coming out in support of the victims, as well as, coming out to ensure that justice is served and that those 83 suspects that are meant to be appeared here today during the morning done so with the support of this community. But I want to bring in someone who's been part of the struggle of this community, because this is not an isolated incident that has taken place for the first time. This is not the first time that criminality has happened in the area, or that the community has raised their frustration around specifically the illegal miners in the area and the foreign nationals in the area. So I want to bring in one of the community leaders, Nicoline. Thank you for speaking to us. You've been someone who's been speaking quite actively around these issues. This incident that happened for you, was it just a summation of what's been happening for the longest time here?
It is what has been happening in the community of West Village. It is what we had been facing. Every household has a story to tell. Every woman had gone through humiliation in the most degrading manner. The Basotho nationals are able to strip you naked in the broad daylight, and how many women had to go through this? How many women had to be walking corpses? As I have said before, I myself am a victim of that. It takes a lot to come out of that and to say it is enough, then I'll start fighting. I urge that every woman out there that had experienced this, do not let your experiences take away your humanity. Do not let your experiences take away your living. The Creator has given you one more chance. Stand up. Let us fight all together to change the status quo. Some way or the other, this has to come to an end.
You've mentioned, you've also been a victim of a similar crime, from the similar perpetrators. Was there any support? Was there any help given? Has there been anything that's changed from police, from government, to ensure that that area was safe for women and just the community as a whole?
What was more depressing is after you reported the incident, because I was dragged out of my car and I had to sell my car because I could not relate to my car anymore. When you report the case, after 7 days you receive a message that says all leads followed, case closed. So I think that's what is killing us, that nothing is done. And for me, my phone was still active and I gave the police enough time to catch these perpetrators, because I did not did my swap right away. I had to give them time, because then they were still using my phone. My phone was still on use. They were using my WhatsApp, using my phone. They were actually even borrowing money from Vodacom. So that was giving, and it raises a question that don't we have resources, enough resources within the police factor that will be able to trace these people? So clearly that is not. So nothing has changed from then. Every day there's a case that has been reported. We are hoping that now with this, that there will be no stone left unturned. They will do whatever that it takes, whatever that they can, to catch these perpetrators. If they are not yet in the police custody, they need to go out there and do whatever it is. We cannot be living with such people, and I cannot even liken them to animals. It is an insult to animals. We don't need to have such people in our communities.
Thank you so much. That was Nicoline, a community leader here in West Village, the area where this incident took place on Thursday, where those 8 females were raped and gang raped by a group of, it's alleged, 20 men, all dressed in blankets and balaclavas, believed to be illegal miners that are operating in that area. As you heard from her saying, this is not an isolated incident. She herself was a victim of such an incident, and many, as she says, in that community could, relate similar kind of incidences to you, saying that they felt left down by police, that not enough was done. I want to see if we can speak to a gender-based activist who's here as well, outside court. Why was it important for you to come out today and give your support to those victims, but also to ensure that justice was given to those that are being held today?
Good morning to you. Good morning to the viewers. The reason why we came out today, it's not just for this, but every time there's a court case of women that get raped or children that being abused or raped in the communities, we stand up as women to feel that it's enough. It can happen to us as well. So if we, as the GBVF brigades of community safety, if we don't stand up, how will we ensure that other women are safe out there? Because that's what happened. It's tragic. It's heartbroken for us because we are as women, as mothers, as sisters. We have to stand together and partake in this thing to say enough is enough. Even for this illegal mining in our communities, we feel we had enough of it because we are unsafe with all those people in our community that's doing this illegal mining.
We're starting Women's Month today. It's the first day of Women's Month, and we've heard, the numbers. We all know the numbers of those that are raped every day or those that are killed by an intimate partner. What more needs to be done to keep women and children safe in this country?
I think that what we can do is that if communities as well partake in this thing as being GBVs, to be aware out or eye out there to see that women are suffer and stand together and help us fight against these crimes, I think we can make a better living for each woman and each child in our South Africa. That's what I think.
Thank you so much. That was one of the gender brigade activists here outside court. They're just among some of those that are here, both political parties as well as community activists, really coming out to say enough is enough, that they should not be the scourge of violence, that something needs to be done. Just to give you a sense of the crowd that's outside here, and some of these banners really calling out for abuse, to end, for justice for those that have been hurt as well, and not just for these victims, but for the many women that are killed daily by an intimate partner, or the women that face sexual assault and sexual abuse. And these are just some of the sentiments we've been hearing, but also from the community of West Park. I think from Friday we've been hearing them saying that they've been speaking out about this for such a long time. We're trying to see if we can get the mayor of Mohali City, if he is available. If not, we'll try to speak to him at a later stage. He did say that his team was making sure that they were going to try and curb the illegal mining in the area, that operations were ongoing at the moment, and that they were trying to clean up that area, closing up some of those trenches that these illegal miners are operating in and terrorizing, and the communities are from those areas where they hide out and where they may be living in. They're trying to close up those areas to ensure that those activities are curbed. We'll try and speak to him at the next time that we do speak again, Desiree. But for now, we're waiting to hear when those 83 will appear at the Krugersdorp Magistrates Court. We're all currently outside here where you're seeing the community gathering, but we'll keep you abreast as the day proceeds. Back to you in studio, Desiree.
Hasina Gori.